If you're a fan of movies with good battles, explosions, and chases, you can't miss out on this selection. Prepare yourself for a big dose of adrenaline, and let's get started. Top 10 Best Action Movies on Netflix 2023. Hear me out, you must look up these movies now. I had to leave Minority Report and The Hunger Games catching fire out of this top because they left Netflix at the end of March. Don't let it happen to you. Number 10, The Harder They Fall. What a great plot twist I got to experience at the end. The Harder They Fall is really hitting it off on Netflix. And no, it's not your typical Western movie. If you're expecting to see a remake of The Good, The Bad, and The Ugly, you might be a little disappointed. But if you keep an open mind like me, you'll enjoy the camera movements and composition that give it a fresh and contemporary touch. The locations are stunning. The movie was filmed almost entirely at Cerro Pelon Ranch in southwestern Santa Fe, New Mexico. The Harder They Fall features an incredible soundtrack composed by James Samuel, who, by the way, is also the director, writer, and producer. Going deeper, the performances are really good and have been praised by critics, especially those of Jonathan Majors as the outlaw Nat, a role in which he manages to convey a mix of bravery, disdain, and ruthless toughness. Will he achieve his revenge or die trying? Oh, and I forgot to mention, blood is a must here. Number 9, Triple Frontier. Ooh, U.S. Special Forces versus drug trafficking once again. Just knowing this, you can imagine the extreme violence that's coming and lots of corruption. Greed will be the death sentence for many here. Triple Frontier starts off with a good hook and keeps you engaged with a good plot, suspense, and well-built characters. All of them are well-known and top-notch actors. Of course, they're worth mentioning: Ben Affleck, Oscar Isaac, Charlie Hunnam, Garrett Hedlund, and our beloved Pedro Pascal, in a pretty tough but convincing role. The ending is pretty realistic for what you see nowadays, showing respect and brotherhood. Hey, here's a super spoiler that you'll be interested to know. The coordinates indicating the location of the treasure correspond to a real point in the Chilean Andes southeast of the city of Camina. I think I'll pack my bags. Number 8, The Old Guard. Female action taking over this top. Charlize Theron's chameleon-like performance left me speechless. Amazing talent. She played Andy with mastery, and her fight scenes here are spectacular. Did you know that she performed most of the stunts without the help of doubles? If you watch it, you'll see that everything looks smooth. Besides, the twists and turns the plot takes are insane. When I thought the mission had gone to waste 10 minutes in, I was in for a big surprise. If you want more details on what it's about, you have to watch it. I'll just leave these keywords: mercenaries and revenge. The Old Guard received positive reviews and won 4 awards, including Best Superhero Movie at the Critics' Choice Super Awards. Now, you'll be delighted to know that a sequel is in production with Victoria Mahoney directing. It's confirmed that the actors who play the group of powerful mercenaries will reprise their respective roles. In addition, Uma Thurman and Henry Golding have been announced for roles that haven't been revealed yet. Wow, this looks promising. Number 7, Blade Runner 2049. As a fan of the Blade Runner franchise, this is the sequel I've been eagerly waiting for. The action starts right from the beginning, but it's true that there aren't more fights and shootings every 5 minutes after that. However, if you enjoy the silence and the beauty of the locations, you'll love it as much as I did. The cinematography is spectacular. No wonder it won an Oscar for Best Cinematography and another for Best Visual Effects. Gosling's performance as a replicant deserves all my recognition. He even gave ideas for the scenes of the reference tests that Kay must recite.
Cells.
Cells.
Have you ever been in an institution? Cells.
Cells.
Oh, he really knows what he's doing. On the other hand, seeing Harrison Ford again was the icing on the cake. When it was released in 2017, it was literally a box office hit, grossing $267.5 million worldwide. And get ready, because in 2022, the development of the Blade Runner 2099 series was announced, with Alcon Entertainment and Amazon Studios. So, enjoy this gem while it's on Netflix. Number 6, The Night Comes for Us. I had never seen so much brutality and visceral violence before. Especially considering that this top isn't about horror movies or gruesome murders exactly. I assure you that The Night Comes for Us will test your limits. Written and directed by Indonesian filmmaker Timo Tjahjanto, who brought back stars Joe Taslim and Iko Uwais, whom we saw in The Raid, an equally bloody film. Despite featuring the most dangerous henchmen of the Southeast Asian triad, the film also offers great action sequences with badass women. Incredible. Here, you'll follow Aito's escape from his former colleagues, whom he betrayed to save a girl's life. Will they both be able to survive? Although the work behind each scene is evident in the camera work and actors' technique, it can sometimes seem a bit over the top. Better watch it and tell me how much you could withstand. Number 5, The Nice Guys. Wow, the production design of this movie really dazzled me, and it was impossible not to believe I was diving into the glorious 70s with its soundtrack. This is the best American neo-noir action comedy movie I've seen in years. Russell Crowe and Ryan Gosling received accolades for their performances as their characters. Together, they convinced me that they're an excellent duo for solving mysteries while making me burst out laughing unexpectedly. But isn't anyone gonna talk about the third member? That's right, Polly March surprised me by being braver than the main characters and a key piece in solving the cases. The Nice Guys caused such a stir after its release that in August 2018, director Shane Black said that he would probably make a sequel. Even Russell Crowe said he wished there was a sequel so he could play his character again. You think there's hope? Although I have to admit that I don't rank this movie higher because for an action movie, the script seemed a bit slow at times. Number 4, The Big Four. Wow, Indonesian talent strikes again with Timo Tjahjanto leading the way, of course, and with the same amount of blood he's accustomed us to. But this one has the humorous touch that hooks me. In the cast, we have Abimana Aryasatya, Lutesha, Eri Critting, and Christo Emmanuel playing vigilantes with whom you'll really feel empathy in their quest for revenge. The Big Four did very well since it was released on Netflix and was the second most watched non-English language title on this streaming service on its first weekend. Currently, it remains one of the audience's favorites since it has a 91% approval rating on Rotten Tomatoes. Tjahjanto has expressed intentions to make a sequel, and I won't miss that for anything. Number 3, Skyfall. Now I'll tell you about the highest-grossing James Bond movie. It made a whopping $80.6 million in its opening weekend. Unbeatable. Why shouldn't you miss it? Well, for me it's perfect with action, nostalgia, and the necessary touch of humor. And of course, don't you love the luxurious gadgets that we're used to seeing in Bond films? Critics praised it with comments such as a triumphant return to classic Bond and one of the best 007s. Or, it's a hugely enjoyable roller coaster ride and easily the best action movie of 2012. Here, Daniel Craig delivers a better performance as Bond, and I have to admit that Javier Bardem's role as the villain Raul Silva makes you admire that malevolent character. Skyfall premiered at the Royal Albert Hall in London, an event attended by Charles, at the time Prince of Wales. He requested that the money raised at the premiere be donated to charities that served members of British intelligence agencies. What a great contribution from English cinema. Number 2, The Woman King. War, brutality, and slavery. The Woman King allowed me to enjoy some real action on one hand and also reflect on some very deep themes. And yes, Viola Davis's powerful performance made me see her as a superhero, only without superpowers. To portray the majestic Naniska, a warrior with a thirst for justice and revenge, Davis was inspired by professional boxer Clarissa Shields. Excellent job. Since director Gina Price Bythewood didn't want the action to take a backseat to the strong social issues raised by the script, she made sure the battles were ruthless with hand-to-hand combat. For this, 4 months before filming, the cast did 90 minutes of weightlifting, martial arts training, and sword and spear maneuvers daily. Yes, those same ones where you'll see warriors cutting throats. Oops, did I give too many details? Number 1, The Dark Knight. An incredible movie that starts with a great dose of action. Did you know that the first scene filmed was precisely the bank heist and that it was shot for 5 days? Wow, perfection really takes its time. The pace of The Dark Knight didn't let me blink for a minute, and that's great! This is my favorite action movie for 2 powerful reasons. It features the brilliant performance of Christian Bale and a highly respected version of Bruce Wayne, and above all, the outstanding performance of Heath Ledger as the Joker. Is this your favorite Joker too? Although his casting was heavily criticized, Ledger received many posthumous accolades from the Academy,
Heath Ledger in The Dark Knight,
BAFTA, and Golden Globes for Best Supporting Actor, making The Dark Knight the first comic book movie to receive major industry awards. Additionally, it became the highest-grossing superhero movie. For me, it's very valuable because it's not your typical comic book movie, but it exposes deeper and darker themes. Do you need more reasons to watch it right now on Netflix? Now you know. Don't let any more time pass to enjoy these movies. If you want more news about the seventh art, don't forget to subscribe to TrendMax. See you in the next video.